Peace. What's up, family? It's Kalonji Jamachanga, founder of the FTP movement and author of How to Build a People's Army. Here to talk to y'all about some shit I got on my mind. I usually don't do the whole YouTube thing and none of that type stuff, but I feel like, as one of the sayings go, a wise man utilizes all tools. I know that it's a whole lot of shit being projected throughout the internet and the airways, so on and so forth. So I decided to take a stab at it. I decided to, talk to y'all simply about some shit I got on my mind. I want to speak about the quote-unquote conscious community because what happens is you have folks who come into consciousness who consider themselves freedom fighters, revolutionaries, organizers, what have you, and the strategies and tactics that they use are archaic. You know what I'm saying? Many folks want to remix the 60s. And the reality is, we don't live in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? This is the 2000s. And, it's great that we honor our elders and our ancestors because that's absolutely, it's mandatory. It's what we use to survive. These are the brothers and sisters who came before us. But we don't glorify it and try to live in some type of nostalgic type shit. The reality is, I am not Malcolm X. I'm not UEP Newton. I'm not Frederick Douglass. And none of these other brothers and sisters, the Harriet Tubman, so on and so forth, who I love and I endear and I get my inspiration from. But I have to be clear. I have to know that, it's 2012 going into 2013. It's not intelligent for me to think that I can be who they were. You know what I'm saying? We get caught up a lot in the whole sloganeering. Again, folks say, I am Malcolm X, I am Troy Davis, I am whoever. The reality is, I am who I am. You understand what I'm saying? And I can never be anyone other than who I am. I can remember all those heroes and sheroes who came before me, but I can never be them. You understand what I'm saying? The problem is oftentimes we want to remake and remix in order for us to look good. Okay? But in all actuality, you have to pave your own road. You understand what I'm saying? If everyone that ever existed tried to be someone else, then they would have no purpose. I can't be the new UEP Newton because UEP Newton is gone. I'm Kalonji. I can't be the Harriet Tubman of this time. I hear people talk like that, and it saddens me. And to a great extent, it's somewhat disrespectful to our ancestors because of the fact that you're comparing yourself, to the works that they have brought about. Now, when you're sincere about what it is you're doing, and you create your own lane. You be who you are, and you leave a legacy for folks to follow. The legacy that these brothers and sisters, these great warriors left us, it wasn't for you to sit back and fantasize and have intellectual masturbation and just quote them all day long. It was to provide a blueprint for you to get up off of your ass and do what it is that you're supposed to do. Just like they did what they were supposed to do. You have in the quote-unquote conscious community, and by the way, I by no means consider myself a part of the conscious community. I consider myself an African, a person with melanin. I don't get caught up in all the different terminologies and all of that, because oftentimes, you get folks, I'm not this, I'm that, I'm not this, I'm that, I'm not this, I'm something else. The reality is we all in the same game, we all in the same boat. Whether you say you came from a slave ship or a spaceship, we all in some shit. That's the reality. No matter what kind of fly name you want to call yourself or whatever. The reality is we are original people. We can agree upon that. But we got to get out of our head these thoughts that we all were kings and queens. That's not a reality. Somebody had to be a servant. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. Everybody just couldn't be royalty. Okay? So you can think that if you want to, because I'm not going to tell you how to think, but let's do a reality if we're going to deal with it. You know, I find oftentimes that we got folks who deal with a lot of empty rhetoric and fashionable militancy. You know, you think that, you know, you could just talk shit about the white man or talk shit about Obama or just talk, you know, empty shit just with no substance, no nothing. Just like the white man the devil. You know, Obama ain't doing shit for our people. Okay, I mean, that's cool. I mean, you know, I ain't gonna argue with neither one of those statements. But at the end of the day, you know, we have to provide more solutions than problems. We get caught up in what one of the comrades say, the sidetracking of the slave. We supposed to be over here dealing with real shit. Instead, we on the sideline arguing about bullshit. Okay? I'm not really concerned about the names of certain individuals who are, you know, in the Illuminati and all that type shit. That's cool. I mean, whatever. You know, my whole saying is this. My thoughts are, anybody that's against my people's in the Illuminati. Let's just end all that shit right now. Okay? I could give a fuck about who in the Illuminati. Because 9 out of 10 times, I can't even reach the motherfucker that's in the Illuminati. Okay? So, let's get that out the way. But what I can do is I can make a change right in the community I live in. Okay? I could talk about going back to Africa all day long and what I'm going to do over there, but then niggas sell drugs on my block. I could talk about, you know, how I'm going to fight and if these white militias roll up on me, you know, I wish they would, blah, blah, blah. We ain't going to take this no more. That's bullshit, because most of these people that talk that shit, they don't even train. They don't even train at all in talking about what they'll do and what the white man won't do. And if slavery comes back, you know, they can't make us slaves no more. That's bullshit. We have a prison system right now with over 2.5 million folks locked up in this country alone. So we have all of these folks who are locked up unjustly. We have people making serious money off of our bodies. You know, we have all these brothers and sisters under supervision, which I consider a part of those numbers that I'm naming when I'm saying, you know, being locked up, whether they're in general population or whether they're actually inside of the camps themselves. When you're being monitored and all that type shit, you have, you know, these bracelets. You got to report for parole and probation and all that type stuff. All that shit counts.